Hello and welcome to the Climate Detective Kids session. I am Sarah Dagnell and I work at the National STEM Learning Centre in York. And I get to do lots and lots of fun STEM things as well as work with lots of teachers like the one in your classroom right now. Over the next 35 minutes, we're going to be finding out all about Climate Detective Kids and how you can become involved. I'll also be talking you through your first activity for the challenge, where you'll learn all about the greenhouse effect and you'll do a cook-along activity to learn more about it in your classroom. Now, the Climate Detective Kids challenges children to make a difference by engaging with the Earth's environment and to help protect it. So during this challenge, you will complete lots of activities about the Earth's environment, collect evidence and earn badges, because we know the more that you know about the planet, the more you can help to protect it. So for Climate Detective Kids, we suggest that these are great activities to do with children aged 8 to 12 years old. However, all the activities are really adaptable. And so if you've got younger children that want to be involved, it's really easy to be able to do that as well. There's no minimum or maximum numbers that can get involved with this. It's a great one to do as a whole class at the same time. It's just better if you have at least one other team member and that you have a team leader as well, who would be your teacher or maybe a mentor or a parent. So to carry out the Climate Detective Kids activities, you first of all need to sign up and register. You can do that using the web address that we have got on the slides here, and I think it's been put on the chat for you as well. You can choose up to 2 activities to get involved with. Those activities, we have lots and lots that you can choose from, as well as making your own up, as I'll show you in just a second. But these activities you can carry out, you can log them, and they will become part of that challenge that you're doing. If you do 1 activity, you will earn a silver badge. If you do 2 activities, you can earn yourself a gold badge. So after you decide which activities you want to take part in, you're going to complete the activities. You're going to submit those activities through the website, and then you will share your progress and you will earn those badges. There's a picture of those badges there as well. You have between now and the 4th of April next year to be able to complete this challenge, and we really hope that you join in with us. As I said, today you're going to be doing your first activity for that challenge, but anything past that could be then earning you that gold badge as well. So the suggested activities, we have lots and lots of them on our website that you can choose from. And you can see some of those scrolling through on the screen right now. Those activities provide all the information you need to be able to carry them out. But of course, if there's one that doesn't fit there, then you can think of one of your own up, and that is absolutely fine as long as you know the description that you can put in and log on the website. Today, we're going to do some activities from the resource you can see on the screen now. This is the Earth Under the Lid activities. And these are going to help us to understand the greenhouse effect and how it affects the temperatures here on Earth. The greenhouse effect is what makes our planet habitable. Because if we didn't have it, the average temperature on Earth would be about -18 degrees Celsius. Life as we know it would not be able to exist. The Earth's atmosphere acts similar to a greenhouse. Some of the gases that make up the atmosphere are like the glass walls and the roof of the greenhouse. During the day, the sun shines its rays on the Earth, warming it up. The Earth radiates that heat back into the atmosphere during the day and night, which helps to keep a nice cool surface. Most of this heat goes back into space, but some of it remains trapped inside the greenhouse gases. And this stays inside, which keeps the Earth really nice and warm, and so we can live on this planet. So our cook-along activity today is going to allow us to be able to demonstrate this effect of the greenhouse gases to you. Now, for this activity, you're going to need numerous things, which hopefully you have got ready in the classroom already. You're going to need some soil, which I have over here. You're going to need 2 jam jars, which you can see I've got down here. You need some sellotape, some cling film. I've got a little bit of water here. I think we put down to put a teaspoon. I'm going to use a syringe just because it's a little bit easier to do on camera with that. A couple of thermometers that are going to go in the jam jar. Got some scissors, a couple of elastic bands, and really importantly, we need something that's going to represent the sun for us today. So we have got a lamp here that gets hot that we're going to use for that. Now, this lamp is going to get very hot. So your teachers have been asked that today this is a demonstration activity and that you don't get too close to this. However, this activity is great to do on a really sunny day. And I've got some pictures later on of when I did this on a really sunny day, and you can see you can get the effect. And if you want to try it out yourselves on a sunny day, you can do this with or without a teacher. It's absolutely fun. Okay, to get started then, if we take our jam jars, we are going to put a very small amount of soil into the bottom. Now, don't feel you need to do this right now. You can listen to the instructions and then you can carry this out in your classrooms. Give you a bit of time to be able to do it and get all of this set up shortly. So I'm just going to put a small amount of soil into the bottom of these jars. Okay. So I'm not going to be exact today, but I'm going to hold that up and see that is about the same amount I've got in each of those. The next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my thermometers. So these need to go into the jars, but they need to make sure that they don't touch the soil at the bottom, that they're going to be just above there. I'm going to use some sellotape to do this. It can get a bit fiddly, so if your teacher's setting this up for you, your teacher is probably going to need a little bit of a hand in sorting this bit out, so they might need a few volunteers. If you're doing it yourselves on a nice sunny day, then you might need to get a partner just to help you out with this, so one of you can hold the thermometer whilst the other one is getting that sellotape in there to keep that nice and steady. So there's one. One in as well. And in typical style of I'm doing this on camera, I've got it the wrong way around. So make sure you get it the right way around when you're doing it as well. A bit more sellotape then, just hold it. There's my first one. One now. This is the fiddliest bit, I promise. Now I've got my 2 thermometers attached to the side of those jars. And as I said, making sure it's not touching the soil at the bottom. The next thing I need to do is to pop a little bit of water inside there. So I'm going to just do a teaspoon worth amount. Just fill my syringe just because it makes it a bit easier when I'm on camera. Squeeze this into there. Do the same in the second jar. Okay, so now I've got my 2 jars. One of these is going to represent the Earth if we didn't have those greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. So that's going to be this jar that I've got here. I'm going to leave that one without anything on the top, so all the heat can escape. In this jar, I'm going to put something on the top of it, which is a little bit like the greenhouse gases. So that is going to be just a bit of cling film. Cling film is not always my friend, so let's see how this goes. Pull some off there. I'm just going to wrap it around, try to get all over the top of that jar. Here we go. No gaps in there, and then I can grab an elastic band, just pop it on the top as well, hold it in place. So now I've got my 2 jars set up, one without the cling film on top, so that's like no greenhouse gases, and this one with the cling film on the top, which is just like having those greenhouse gases. So the next thing I'm going to need to do is get the temperature of both of these, because I need to get my starting temperature just so I can see if it's increased as it goes along. So I'm just going to look at my jar A, which is my without greenhouse gases without greenhouse gases jar, and this is 22 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to just grab a post-it note here. I'm going to put A on for my A jar, and this is 22 degrees Celsius. I'll just pop that down so I don't forget. This is my B jar, and I can see in this one, this is on, we'll move it around there, 23 degrees Celsius. So I'm just going to pop that on. Pop them down so I know what my starting temperature was. Okay. So the next thing that is really important I need is the sun. So I need something that's going to warm up the planet. And as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be my lamp. I'm going to just pop this in front of it. It's going to be very, very bright when I put this one, because this one that we have here at the centre, unfortunately, doesn't have a cover on it. So I'm going to pop that in front so it doesn't get too bright for you guys in the classroom. I'm going to pop that on. As I said, that's going to get really, really hot. So I'm going to move my 2 jars in front of there, around the same distance apart from it, and I'm going to leave those just for a little bit. And then we'll come back to them and see what happens with the temperature in each of those jars. Okay, so hopefully now you know what to do back in the classroom. We're now going to give you 7 minutes for you to set that up back in the classroom, and then you're going to come back and we're going to talk about the next little bit that we're going to be doing. Okay. So I will see you in 7 minutes' time. Good luck with your activity. welcome back. I hope that you managed to get your activity set up, and I hope that you haven't forgotten to get those starting temperatures, because you will need those to compare to the temperature at the end of the investigation. Okay, we've got our next activity coming up for you, which is finding out a little bit more about greenhouse gases. And you're going to be finding this out through watching a little video which is hosted by Paxi the Alien that you should be able to see on the screen now. Once you've finished watching that video, there are going to be some images up on the screen for you to have a little look at and to have a little discussion about in class. The images will be mixed up, so have a little discussion about what's in those images and what order they should be in. Also have a little bit of a chat about what we can do to reduce our carbon dioxide, the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, because Pax is going to be talking to you all about that and giving you some ideas in the video as well. Okay, so over to you. You're going to be watching this in the classroom. It should be live streaming across to you in just a second. If not, your teachers will have been sent a link for this in their instructions to start off with. So fingers crossed you get it in your classroom right now.
Hello, Paxi here. I bet you missed your favourite space explorer, didn't you? Today, I want to talk to you about something really important. Come with me! Can you see the thin layer surrounding Earth? It's the atmosphere. It contains the air we breathe, made of gases like oxygen. But it also acts as a protection to keep us warm from the deep cold of space and makes life on Earth possible. In fact, the atmosphere is like a greenhouse around our planet, keeping its temperature just right. Not too hot and not too cold. But what's a greenhouse? Greenhouses are those funny-looking houses with glass walls and roofs that you see in gardens and fields. They're called green because they're used to grow flowers and vegetables. Sunlight shines on the glass and warms the air inside, making it nice for the plants to grow. The glass also prevents the heat from escaping, keeping the temperature just right for the plants. Some of the gases present in the Earth's atmosphere, called greenhouse gases, work just like the glass roof of a greenhouse for your planet. They let the right amount of warmth from the sun reach the surface and trap some of it in, so that not all the heat produced by the sun goes back up into space. And this is what we call the greenhouse effect. But scientists all over the world are worried because the greenhouse effect is becoming too strong. The Earth is getting warmer and too fast, faster than at any other time in the Earth's entire history. But why? Come with me to find out. Human activity increased the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to dangerous levels, especially carbon dioxide. How? By burning oil, coal and natural gas for energy, by driving cars, by polluting the environment with factories, and raising huge quantities of animals for the food industry. Humans also cut down trees to build houses, or use the land to raise cattle or plant crops. This is also making carbon dioxide rise because trees are good at absorbing this gas and taking it out of the atmosphere. So the less trees we have, the less carbon dioxide is absorbed and the more of it we have in the atmosphere. All this carbon dioxide is making the greenhouse effect too powerful and increasing temperatures on Earth by trapping too much heat in. So, how can we fix this problem? Well, the good thing is that lots of countries are working together to change this and reduce the amount of carbon dioxide they produce. Another good thing is that you can help as well. Walk, jog, use your bike or skateboard to go places instead of getting a ride in a car. Don't waste clean water because it takes a lot of energy to produce it. Turn off your tablet, computer or the TV when you're not using it. Turn off the lights when you leave the room. Unplug. And last but not least, recycle everything you can. You can make a difference. So, today we learned that the greenhouse effect makes life on Earth possible. Human activity increased the greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide. This made the greenhouse effect too powerful, raising temperatures on Earth. Humans need to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide they produce. And there is lots you can do to help fix this problem. See you next time for our next adventure.
Welcome back. I hope that you managed to have some really good discussions after the video. If you had any great ideas of actions that we can take to reduce the carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere, then we'd really love to hear them here. If you want to pop them into the chat, then I've got Amy here with me who's going to read some of those out in a few minutes for us. It'd be really great to hear your ideas. On the screen now, you can see the correct order for those pictures that we had up on the screen. Hopefully you got that right, and hopefully you also had some really good discussions about what you could see in each of the pictures there. I'll leave that up for just a few seconds. Now, it's about time for us to have a little look and see if the temperature has changed in our jars. Now, you can leave this running for a little while longer to see if you could get any bigger effects from just leaving it that little while longer, but I can see that there's been a difference already here in my area. I know we've had a really good question actually about whether you could actually scale up this investigation, and I think you might as well give it a try. It would have to be a really, really sunny day, or you would need something really warm to be able to do something on a bigger scale. But I think it's well worth giving it a go if you had some buckets or some bigger containers that you could put the soil in. It's something that you can certainly try. And if you wanted some more accurate equipment for doing this, as you'll see in some of my pictures, you could even use data loggers with the probes if you have those in your schools, or could borrow them from a local secondary school. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look at the temperature change in my jars, and then I'm going to give you a minute to have a little look at the temperature change in your jars. So I'm going to start with my jar A, which my jar A was the one that didn't have the cling film on it, so the one that's like the Earth doesn't have those greenhouse gases. If I look at this one, the temperature on here has gone up, which we're not surprised with it being so close to the lamp. It's gone up to 26 degrees Celsius. So if I put that on here, I don't know if you can see that well at home, but we've got a difference of 4 degrees Celsius there. It's gone from 22 up to 26. If I now look at my jar B, this one has gone up to 29 degrees Celsius. So I'll pop that on my post-it and I can compare. So it started up at 23 degrees Celsius and it's gone all the way up to 29 degrees Celsius. So that's a difference of 6. So you can see that there has been a difference when in the heat going up, so it's trapping the heat in when I've got the cling film on the top. That is acting like those greenhouse gases, keeping the heat into the Earth so it makes it habitable for us. Now, if you can see the presentation, I've also put some pictures of when I had a go at doing this at home on a really sunny day. It was actually in the summer. And I used the data logger to do this with the probes, just so it could be really clear in the temperature difference within those beakers that I was using. So you can see there how I'd set this up. That was my initial temperatures. So in the one that didn't have the cling film on, it was 24 degrees Celsius at the beginning. And the one that did have the cling film on was up at 27 degrees to start off with. So there was a bit of a difference already to start off with. After I'd left it a while, it had gone up a little bit there. It's gone up now to 25 in the one without the cling film, and it's 29 in the one with the cling film. And then the final temperatures that I got to was 27 in the one without the cling film and 34 in the one with. So there was quite a big difference that happened, you know, on a nice sunny day with not needing a lamp, just putting them outside on the table, you can see that difference. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute now just to go and have a little look at your jars and see if you found any differences already. As I said, if you haven't, don't worry, you can leave those a little while longer and come back to them later. So I'll just give you a minute now. Now, hopefully you did see some changes in your jars. I'm just going to ask across to Amy if we had any comments about how we could make the difference, those actions that we could take to make the difference to keeping our CO2 levels down.
We've had some wonderful suggestions in the chat. So these have included turning off our appliances when we're not using them, using solar panels and other different renewable energy sources, planting more trees and avoiding cutting down the trees that we already have, cycling or walking places instead of using a car, eating less meat, especially beef, and recycling everything that we can.
That's brilliant. Thank you ever so much to all of you that put in those suggestions. I'm sure there's lots more back in the classrooms as well. So thank you very, very much for joining us on the Climate Detectives Kids session today. I hope that you've really enjoyed that activity. And just a reminder that this activity today, if you have taken your pictures, if you've recorded that, if you put it onto the website once you've registered, this will count towards your silver badge. If you do another one after this, you can get your gold badge. The website for Climate Detectives, if you haven't registered already, is on your screens now. And I do hope that you sign up and get your badges and your certificates in your schools. Thank you so much once again. It's been a pleasure to join you today. Goodbye.